Y'all keep asking me for better? I'll tell you right now, go tell yourself off. But since I'm feeling generous today, I'll give you better. Now, of course, better is subjective, but lucky for y'all, I'm the one writing the subject. So yeah, I'm about to hand you what I consider better. And here's the kicker. This is the exact mindset Tiffany moves with. When people ask her for help, she flips it back around, preaching like they need to learn. And not just learn how to learn. Even worse, she'll say folks need to learn from death. Yeah, that's the level of delusion we're dealing with. Anyway, y'all already know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with the crew, and drop your thoughts in the comments. But let's circle back to the scene. Tiffany, at one of her so-called food giveaways, last August, and apparently this wasn't a one-time thing, it kept happening. Cars would pull up while they were handing out boxes of food, and someone would casually start chatting with her. But here's the plot twist. They didn't know she was live streaming. They'd start whispering, talking low, and Tiffany would cut in quick with, "Oh, I'm live. And me? Man, I'm sitting there, headphones on blast, mic cranked to max, try and catch every single syllable. But you never quite hear it. Just that sneaky energy. Like something shady was always brewing. So in this particular clip, she's about to pivot into her favorite topic, the ice rink. Yes, the infamous ice rink. And somehow, someway, she's about to connect the ice rink with feeding the people. I know, the math ain't matang. But hey, this is Tiffany logic. So we just roll with it. Now, poor thing, you watch this clip, and you can't help but shake your head. Like, wow. For real. In hindsight, if she had even the slightest clue about the storm coming for her, I truly believe she would have calmed down. At least a little. But nope. She was full throttle, leaning over into some man's car while he whispered sweet nothings. And you gotta ask yourself, what kind of boyfriend lets that ride? You cool with that? Just sitting there like, it's whatever? I think there's a word for that. Starts with a C. But hey, that's none of my business. Meanwhile, every other car pulling up, Tiffany's out here preaching about how she loves her people. I love my people. I always do. And then she runs her mouth for another 10 straight minutes. Like clockwork. This time she's hyping her Labor Day Sunday picnic. Set to go down at the Just Ice Rink. Yeah, that one. 14312 Greenwood in Dawson. Kicks off at 3 p.m., runs till 8 or maybe 9, depending on how she feels. Bring your babies, she says. Fun in the sun. Entertainment for the kids. But here's where it gets wild. She starts ranting about how the trustees try to block the ice rink, refuse to pay for it. Even made it look like it got billed 3 separate times. She's shocked. Acting like it makes no sense that anyone wouldn't back her project. Talking about how they didn't want to provide for the people. Girl, be serious. She really tried to sell the idea that this rink was some kind of necessity, like the people were hungry and instead of food, they needed ice. That's what she said. Straight face. And if she didn't mean it, she sure didn't bother clarifying. Now, I'll admit, I paused the video right there, froze her mid-sentence. And honestly, I'm not even mad at it, because the pause fits. It perfectly captures a delusion. Now, let's talk facts, though. That rink, it wasn't even open to the public like that. It wasn't a daily use community hub. Nope. It only opened when Tiffany decided to throw one of her private parties. That's it. She had taxpayers fund a building, slapped her daughter's name on it, and used it as her own personal playground. PPP, personal party purposes. That's what it really was. So no, I don't feel the slightest bit bad about pausing her on screen. She earned it. This is the ridiculousness we're dealing with. The diabolicalness of Tiff. And just when you think she's about to sign off, nope. Sounded like a goodbye, but it wasn't. 5 minutes in, she kept talking for another 11. 11. At this point, I'm convinced she got a sprinkle of ADHD. A smidgen. Nothing wrong with that, Tiffany. I got it too. But anyway, back to her rambling. She's hyping the Dalton picnic. Telling folks they still got time to grab a meatloaf box because Cooking with Tiff is back. Every fourth Wednesday, she promotes it. always recruiting residents to guest star, cooking their favorite little meals. Then she drops this gem. Some lady in line challenged her mac and cheese game, told her straight up she could do it better. So now it's war. Tiffany's hyping a mac and cheese showdown. Says she's open to 3, for more challengers to prove who's got the best pan in Dalton. And of course, she had to slide in, by the way, I got the best macaroni and cheese. Her twist? Shrimp. Not lobster. She don't mess with that. But shrimp mac. Says it's not even her recipe. It's Patti LaBelle's. But according to her, it hits every single time. Stay tuned. She says, I got a lot coming down the pipeline for the people of Thornton Township. She thanks folks for the prayers, the love, the support, tells them to keep lifting her up, drops her signature line. Me today, you tomorrow. And that's why you fight. That's why you never stand down. That's her sermon. And in theory, sure, fighting for what you believe in is valid. But here's the catch. When you realize you're wrong, that's when you stop. That's when you say, okay, let me regroup. That's called growth, Tiffany. But she doesn't grow. She never pulls back. She always pushes. Every situation becomes a battle to the death. Like, not everything requires a gladiator match. Sometimes you just reassess and move on. But Tiffany flips it. Says people are mad because they can't control her. Sis, nobody's trying to control you. They're trying to hold you accountable. That's a big difference. Accountability isn't control, it's consequences. And she hates that word. Her favorite line? People hate greatness. They hate vision. Like, girl, if I were on the other side, I'd want to befriend you, because apparently you're the secret code to understanding the youth. That's how she talks. Like she embodies an entire generation. You'd think she was 21 the way she carries on. Tiffany is stuck, frozen in time, convinced she's still 18, 19, 20. But being younger than some dude doesn't make you young. It just makes you younger than him. Big difference. She struts like she's a youth spokesperson. You should want to get to know me. You should want to learn from me. Do what I say because I'm the youth. Tiffany, let's be real. You're not the youth. But she sells it with full confidence, like Gen Z reports to her. And under that wing she loves to talk about, allegedly, Holmes is under there too. Don't fall asleep. Don't get drunk. Things get messy real fast. That wing is chaos, and she keeps repeating it. Y'all supposed to pass the baton. Says the older generation just wants to tear down the young. Tells aspiring politicians to call her. Call me, I'll help you. That's what she told Phenia too. I'ma pull you up. I'ma lift you. You could be anything, even president. Always about her lifting people. Always about her wing. But let's be real. When Tiffany says pass the torch, what she really means is she's the only one who gets to run with it. Everyone else? Just props in her story. Then comes her big closer. She tells folks not to fear helping others achieve their goals. That sometimes you're in someone's life for a season. And girl, the way that sounded, like Kamal told you the same thing. You were just a season. A money season. Tiffany, you were the money season. And sometimes people need to accept that truth. They were part of the season, not the future. That's real. But she spins it like it's wisdom when it's really just projection. Finally, she wraps with her beware the jealous one speech. Says the closest people, friends, family, loved ones, can be the most envious. That the hate sneaks up because you're too close to notice. And honestly, Tiffany is so used to bullying and badgering her way through life. She doesn't even see it as toxic anymore. She's like that kid who throws a full tantrum, tears the whole house apart, just to get ice cream. Parents say no. She flips furniture until someone gives in. That's Tiffany, and the wildest part? She doesn't even view it as manipulation. She thinks it's divine. Like, no one can stop me because God put me here. That's not just delusion. That's dangerous. Not dangerous like she's running around with weapons, but mentally dangerous. Because people like that will drive you off the edge. They live in a fantasy where they're the main character, and everyone else is background noise. Hundreds of people around, but only one person matters. Them. And I mean this sincerely. I've seen this before. She's not the only one with that mindset. There are plenty. And anytime I catch even a hint of that behavior in someone, I dip. I'm out. I avoid them like the plague. Because the minute you start acting like you're divinely chosen, like you're magically more important, like your opinion automatically weighs more than anyone else's, I don't play that. I'm gone. Especially when you're talking down to people who are clearly smarter, clearer, more articulate. But somehow you still think you're the genius in the room. Like what? And sorry, but we gotta address it. Those eyebrows? Ma'am, I don't even know what those are. And the wig? That orangish disaster looks like what happens when someone tries bleaching, but chickens out after round one. Even your stylist quit on you. Halfway through, she said, "This is enough. Honestly, Tiffany, you should have learned from her. Just quit. Take the hint." But nope, you don't. You keep pushing. And listen, I'm not entertaining this circus forever. Not today. Not tomorrow. I'm not pretending it's fun to watch. It's exhausting. But at the end of the day, Mama loves you. Yes, she do.